This is a real perk of my job, where I get to come and be present at ceremonies like this, acknowledging some of the fantastic work that people do in our community every day. We're very lucky in Vancouver with the caliber of service that we get from the people who are paid.
It's a pleasure to be here with all of you today. And when you look up to the front of the room today, you may be seeing one of the luckiest people in the world. So I've got an incredible family. I get to serve and work.
Was firstly missing a group of very deserving recipients. But more importantly, being a firefighter is not about specific skills or tasks, but rather about the core values of selflessly helping others in their darkest times. Using this as our yardstick, we've been able to capture an incredible range of altruistic acts. On the afternoon of June 23rd, Vancouver Fire and Rescue Services was called to multiple reports of flames from a house in East Vancouver, and with reports of trapped occupants. From a fire perspective, those words over the radio are like an electric shock and put you in a response mode that can't be explained. Firefighters hearing those words are ready to run through brick walls. What prevented this from being another tragic statistic was the quick thinking of a 7-year-old. Instead of panicking, this young man had the clarity, calmness, and courage to get one of the occupants out and to call 911. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. RJ Pena. Next recipient earlier in the week, and the detail he used to describe the incident made the intensity and the danger of the situation crystal clear. A neighbor who happened to be outside noticed smoke from the house in the fire's early stages. We rushed over to find RJ and his grandmother outside, but with his grandfather still trapped. In a lifetime, most of us will never be thrust into a pivotal moment like this, and we can only hope that when faced with it, we have the courage and strength to act selflessly and decisively as this young man did. Ignoring his own safety, this hero entered the thick black smoke pouring from the rear of the house and managed to locate a disoriented but alive occupant, guiding him to safety and without question saving his life. We're humbled to be in the presence of Mr. Landon Thatcher. Rather than wait for a moment of crisis to find us, there are those in the community that make a habit or build their lives on helping others, often in spite of their own circumstances. Our next two recipients are those that have advocated for and worked tirelessly with the members of our community that are easily forgotten, discounted, and swept aside. They work with those whose voice isn't heard.
Wonderful day. I'm so thankful I made it back in time from my meetings out at Metro Vancouver, in time to congratulate all our honorees and to welcome you all and thank you all for being here on this very important day for our city, to acknowledge true heroes in Vancouver. We are so blessed to have them with us in our city and for the courageous actions that they've taken over this past year. Before I recognize all of the honorees today, I want to first acknowledge we're on the unceded homelands of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations, and very thankful for this wonderful place we get to live, the generosity of our First Nations here. And I want to recognize the work that Vancouver Fire and Rescue Service do, that Chief Reed and the whole team are doing day in and day out as heroes on our streets, on the front lines, saving lives, putting their own lives at risk, and inspiring the rest of us to serve our city in whatever way we can, and in whatever we can bring to the table Our first responders do extraordinary work to keep our city safe, to save lives, to take care of the challenges that we face, the risks that are inherent in a big city like this. And we need to consistently acknowledge the risks that they take with their own lives, the courage that they put forward every day on the job. I'd just like everyone to give a big hand to our Vancouver Fire and Rescue Service. They inspire us to do more, as I would say with all the city staff who are here, people I've been so honored to work with over the past decade in Vancouver. We have about 10,000 people who work for the city, serving the city in public service. Some of the jobs are not as risky, but all of the jobs involve giving back to our community. And so it's such an honor and privilege to work with the city and to serve our community, and no bigger honor than to be with such a great community, a great team of people who work for the city, whether they're first responders or working behind the scenes to make our city function better. We have a great team at the City of Vancouver that I've been very proud to work with. Honoring today, in some cases, very hard to imagine how any of us might react in these situations. Whether it is a very acute, very dangerous situation, and many of you face those incredibly dangerous situations and put your lives at risk, and we thank you, acknowledge your heroism and courage for that. And many of you also, it's day in and day out, serving the community, taking care of others, giving back and caring about others. And that is a relentless effort that requires just as much bravery, just as much intensity, but stretched over a longer period of time. I just want to express, on behalf of all the people of Vancouver that I'm charged to represent, at least for a few more days, I want to just thank you, acknowledge you, appreciate your gifts to our city.
Does it mean a lot for you, for your friends that are here for you, for your family?
All right.
Where did you learn what to do when there's a fire? In school they taught you? What did they tell you to do?
Thank you.
So what did you do when you saw when you noticed what was happening? You went outside, and what about your That's a great thing you did.
That's the mayor of Like bungee. Stop saying bungee. What are you guys doing? Have one. Just because Della said it doesn't mean you have to say it. Yeah, definitely, for sure.